Welcome to the video guide for Texas Commission on Environmental Quality Dry Cleaning Facility Registration Form, also known as the 20092 form. If you have a drop or substation, please refer to the TCEQ Dry Cleaning Drop Station Form video for guidance. In this video, we will go over the information needed to complete the registration form and where to locate the information, how to select the correct filing options to ensure your form is processed accordingly, how to complete the owners, facilities, real property owners, and solvent information, how to submit the registration form. Before starting the form, you will need the following information: verification with the Texas Comptroller's Office that the location is active. Verification of the gross receipts reported to the Texas Comptroller's account is above or below $150,000. Verification past due fees and penalties owed to TCEQ or any other Texas state agencies are paid. The operational status of the dry cleaning machines in, temporarily out of, or removed from service. An account of the last 12 months of solvent usage. If the information is missing or is not up to date, the form will be returned. Let's get started with the top portion of the form. Leave this blank. You will not need to enter any information. Next, in the right corner, the TCEQ account number is an 8-digit number issued to you when your account was created. If you are a new owner, leave this section blank. A new account number will be issued to you. The federal tax ID number is issued to your business by the Texas Secretary of State. Taxpayer ID is an 11-digit number issued to you by the Texas Comptroller of Public Accounts. Section 1. Reason for filing. This must be completed. It will determine how your form is processed. Select Initial Registration for locations that have never registered with TCEQ and does not have a regulated entity number or a facility ID issued. If you need to renew your annual dry cleaning registration, select Renewal Registration. Registration renewals must be completed annually before August 1st. Late registrations will be back-billed for unregistered years. The new fiscal year and billing cycle starts on September 1st. Select Ownership Change if your company recently purchased an existing facility. Enter the date the facility was purchased. If your facility is now closed or you are no longer using solvent, select No Longer a Facility and enter the effective date. The form must be submitted within 30 days of the effective change. The owner will still be responsible for any unpaid invoices on the account. Select Change from Drop Station to Facility if your drop station is now a facility, then enter the effective date. The form will need to be submitted within 30 calendar days of the change. Select one of the following options if you are updating: the owner, facility, mailing or billing address, solvent usage or storage, real property owner, or machine status. If none of the options best describe your changes, you may enter it in the other options. Amendments are required to be submitted within 30 calendar days of changes. Section 2. Owner Information. Customer number is a 9-digit number issued to you by the TCEQ. If this is your first time submitting a registration with TCEQ, leave this box blank. Enter the parent company's name, such as the LLC, Corp, or Incorp, The parent company's name should match the information filed with the Secretary of State, SOS. If the owner is an individual or sole proprietor, enter the last and first name, respectively. The mailing address will be where TCEQ will mail letters, invoices, and certificates. If your billing address is different from your mailing address, enter the address where invoices are to be received. If your billing address is outside of the USA, enter the country. To receive electronic notifications for form corrections, renewals, and invoices, enter your email address. Enter the owner's authorized representative and select the type of owner your business identifies with, whether the owner is an individual, sole proprietor DBA, corporation, partnership, or other, such as a limited liability company. LLCs are considered corporations. Enter where your records will be stored and the contact person. Finally, enter your taxpayer ID number as the state franchise tax ID. If you do not know your DUNS number, you may leave this section blank. Select if the company is independently owned and the number of employees. All past due fees and/or penalties owed to TCEQ or other agency in the state of Texas must be paid before submitting your form. To verify if you owe any fees, contact Accounts Receivable at 512-239-0369 or email at accrec@tceq.texas.gov. Answer yes or no if you have ever allowed the use of perchloroethylene at a facility or drop station in the state of Texas and if it was at this location. Both questions must be answered, otherwise the form will not be processed. Section 3. Facility Information. Enter the regulated entity number. It will be a RN plus 9 digits. Enter the facility's name, address, and contact information. If you do not know your SIC codes, latitude, or longitudes, you may leave this section blank. Select whether the facility accepts payment directly from retail customers. Calculate the last 12 months of gross receipts reported to the Comptroller Public Accounts. This number should be the same as your total sales line on your sales and use tax return. For more information, call the Comptroller of Public Accounts at 1-800-252-5555. To the best of your knowledge, enter the approximate date your dry cleaner began operation, and if the location was previously a dry cleaner before you began operation. Turn to page 2. At the top, re-enter your customer number and regulated entity number. If you are a new customer, leave this section blank. Section 4. Real property owner. Is the owner of the land and could be different from the owner of the dry cleaning business. You may find the real property owner's information on your lease agreement or search your local county's appraisal district or CAD. Complete this section if the real property owner is different from the owner of the business. Section 5. Check all programs the regulated entity currently participates. If this regulated entity participates in TCEQ programs not shown on this list, check the box marked Other and enter that program in the blank space. Section 6. The description for the dry cleaning machine and facility. A status must be entered for each machine on the property, whether in use or not. Any changes to the dry cleaning machine status must be reported within 30 calendar days of the change. Enter the machine's identification number. You may use the manufacturer number on the machine or any numeric and alphabet combination to identify the machine. Row B. Enter the month and year the machine was installed. Row C. Indicate the status of the machine, if it is in use or not, and the date of when the machine was temporarily or permanently out of use, and if it has been emptied of solvents. Row D. Indicate if the machine has a secondary containment. If it does, enter the month and year of when it was installed and write the material of the containment. Section 7. Solvent purchase, use, delivery, storage, and disposal. Row A. Enter your distributor's company and regulated entity number. If you do not know your distributor's regulated number, leave it blank. Row B. Select the currently used solvent. If your solvent is not listed, write it in the other section. Row C. Select the type of solvent you have previously used in the past. If you are a new location, enter NA. Row D. Enter how many gallons you have used in the last 12 months. 1 drum of solvent is 55 gallons. Row E. Are solvents stored in any containers other than your machine? If your machine is the only place where your solvent is stored, select No. If yes, indicate the additional storage has a secondary containment and what material it is made from. Box F. Answer if your dry cleaning solvents are delivered to your facility by a closed, direct coupled delivery system. Locations that purchase PERC must have a closed, direct coupled delivery system to prevent spills and accidents. Box G. Enter if chlorinated solvent wastes are stored in sealed containers marked as hazardous waste. Section 8. Associated drop stations. Row A. Enter the number of drop stations owned by the facility owner. If you do not have any, enter 0. Row B. Select if your business has any drop stations registered with TCEQ and also has completed a drop station respective form. If you do not have any drop stations, select NA. Row C. Associated drop stations must be completed on the 20207 form and submitted with the facilities forms. If not, your dry cleaning facility forms will not be accepted. Section 9. Certification. This is where the legal owner or legal representatives place their signature, printed name, signature date, and title. This section must be completed. If not, the form will be returned. You may use a digital signature to complete this section. If you have any questions concerning the completion of this form or about information reported on this form, please contact the Dry Cleaning Registration Team at 512-239-2628 or email us at dcreg@tceq.texas.gov. Always make a copy of your completed forms before submitting them.